Please welcome to the stage, Mike Zakarian.
Good morning. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the NBA bit. Hope everybody's had a nice little Wednesday, off to a solid start today. I can't believe we're doing this show, honestly, because we had a 9:15 basketball game last night. Didn't get home until 11, but then it was kind of nice because I got to watch. I was like, still, the endorphins were cooking enough that I stayed up and watched simultaneously, little double screen, if you will, of Knicks Mavs. And then we had what was the other game we had? We had Blazers and Bulls. Coach Dark Holmes says he loves the 7 p.m. The 7 a.m. start time. The 6 a.m. was rough. That's how you know my man lives in Arizona right there, because everybody else in the country switches time zones except for Arizona. They're like, we're going to do our own thing. We're going to do our own thing. So shout out Arizona. I'm glad you get the hour back. Yeah, there was some good games last night. We got DJP in the chat. We got Juan Stockton here, Patty Coyne, the Common Man's here. Yeah, I saw a little bit of this. I saw Jordan Walsh was hit with some Marcus Smart highlights after he didn't list his guy there. We get a fun one tonight. We're going to talk about last night's slate. We only have 4 games tonight. Only 4 games tonight, which is was kind of wild that we only have 4. And then I'm going to throw this in the chat as always. What's this day? As always, he says before dropping it's the 4th time. So as always, the 4th time. But we just dropped the new blog post for today's 4-game NBA slate. I feel like there's been some gems in there. We called out some fun stuff that happened yesterday. And then your boy, we ran out. We had a nice night last night. We slid up into 10th place here. Let's let me share screen. We can go over here. Slid up into 10th place last night at the buzzer. I was honestly hoping Vooch was going to hit a 2-point bucket to send us to overtime, because this lineup was cooking over here. So you see, we finished in 10th place. Yeah, the old goon in the first round who dropped 52. Denny, who is my favorite play of the night, went for 67 fantasy points. Regular season, Randall hit him for 52. Ahmed Thompson for 45. Bucci made for 42. And then the old big brain Jeremy Grant there once the Blazers ruled everybody out. So that slid us into 10th. But, yeah, decent night. We had a 10th place finish, a 38th over here, and then a couple more, 3 more lineups in the top 100. So that was pretty good. And then the crossover, we had a couple lineups cooked, too. We finished 16th and 23rd over there. So good stuff. Good stuff on the dog app. It looked like it was going to be kind of a bad night, but it was okay. Left a bolt. What's going on here? Boston based? Don't really know. Don't know what's happening in the chat with Boston based. Left a bowl of Mexican in your office last night. Smells awful. That's tough. Okay. Yeah, you hit enter too soon. It's very confusing for the guy who's streaming. I went full Ron Burgundy. Let's start with last night's basketball action. And then we'll get you off. Hopefully this is an efficient show. I feel like we'll be efficient today. I believe in us. Bing bong, the Brunson's back. Bing bong, the Brunson's back. I can't do. The dude was in a boot. The dude was in a boot like a handful of days ago, and now he's all. And then not only was he out there, he played 35 minutes. Revenge is sweet, baby. He goes back to Dallas. He said, "You didn't sign me," and then everything went in the pooper after that. And he was great last night. Finished the game 28 points and 5 dimes. It really does. There's something so fun about, I mean, as a short king myself, there's something so fun about him just kind of getting into the paint. And it's like, there's nothing you can do, man. He's going to hit this midi. There's nothing you can do. Actually, he missed it one time, and I genuinely was shocked when I saw it happen. He was 11 for 23 from the field. Landry Shamet face. He played 23 minutes. He got the start with no OG and Anunoby. So this seems to be their 5 until they get OG back. It's Brunsanity, Shamet, Bridges, Mitch Robb, and Cat. Mitch Robb had 8 boards. I believe 4 of those offensive. 3 of those offensive. Cat, excuse me, 18 and 10. This box score sucks, bro. 18 and 14. I can't even read the box score anymore. Yeah, 18-14. Cat was fine. The 3 ball wasn't really falling. He was very aggressive, just kind of going to the rack. Took it at Gafford and Lively a couple of times. Maddie says Brunson got some kind of bionic ankles. He had a bad ankle roll against the Pistons in the playoffs. Yeah, it didn't phase him. I know, man. I know. He was good, though. He looked great last night. Yabusele, he was out there bricking over 5 from 3. Josh Hart, Josh Hart got off to a slow start. It was definitely battling some injury stuff. I remember Fred Katz reported that it was from The Athletic that it was like some nerve-related stuff, but he's kind of looked a little spry. There was a great moment that happened. If you were watching the game, I'm sure you caught it. So there was a play over near the sideline, right around midcourt, and it was Josh Hart and the ref kind of got tangled up a little bit, and they both fell into this fan who was courtside, and everything was fine. And Josh Hart, doing Josh Hart stuff, noticed the guy had peanut M&Ms and asked for a couple, and then just chucked them in his mouth, and then was just chewing on some peanut M&Ms, and that was great. And that's why we love this game. I thought that was awesome. And my wife pointed this out while we were watching the game a little bit together. And she was like, the Knicks really are a likable team. And I agree. I think they are. They're like, it's hard to not like Brunson. I think Josh Hart's a lot of fun. Landry Shamet, I don't really like. But Deuce McBride came in. Now, Deuce only had 11 points, but if you only watched the end of the third, you would have thought he had 25. He was just pulling up for 3. He looked good. Clarkson was fine in his 20 minutes, but it was a fun game. It was a fun game. There we go. Nice, Maddie. Nice. It's a highlight league. The NBA is fantastic. The Mavericks got boned, though. We buried the lead. They hit a bucket with about 0.7 seconds left. And then we went to Secaucus. We looked at the cams, and it ended up being overturned, turned into an offensive foul, and that's how the game ends. PJ Washington played a buck ton of minutes. He played 33. Shout out Cooper Flagg, missed his first game with a little cold, but let's get a little PJ love.
PJ Washington. PJ Washington. PJ Washington.
Yeah, I agree, Juan. That was I hate ending the game like that. That's pretty lame. Klay Thompson, man, I feel sad, man. He's in his Brett Favre era right now. Klay, I mean, it was a tough shot, but Klay's coming around the top of the key, coming off a screen, just a catch goes right up, and we've seen him hit that just thousands and thousands of times. Not only did he not hit it, I mean, he didn't hit anything. It was just a straight air ball. 2 for 11 from the – oh, no, I'm sorry. 5 for 11 from the field, 3 for 9 from 3. Brandon Williams, man, he only had 9 points. Got to the line 4 times. Brandon Williams looks like he should be awesome. And I think he will be pretty good. I think this is, just like growing pains. He's young. He's being asked to do a little too much. He flying around. Mike Breen pointed this out, but he hit this like double crossover where I think he had Brunson on him, and he goes left, and then it was a quick dribble back to the right. It didn't finish the layup. I think he got fouled and went to the line. I really like Brandon Williams, and if I had just watched the game and did not look at this box score, I would have been like, he probably had 25 and 5, right? 25 and 5. Danny Gafford was sent back to the bench, but he played 25 minutes. Man, I was talking with Majak Karp in the DMs about this when I was trying to figure out the basketball slate last night. And I was like, is it Najee Marshall night? Najee at 23. D'Lo got hot and made this game fun. When it seemed like the Knicks were going to pull away a little bit in the third, D'Lo started knocking down some triples. He had 23 points and 7 dimes. Maybe a showcase game, showcase his way on out in the trade deadline. But that's the final. Good win for the Knicks. Knicks don't look awesome here without OG Anunoby. They're going to need him back. This is one of the problems you run into when you are a top-heavy team when it comes to, you're paying your Brunsons, your Bridges, and your Cat, and OG as well. Like, if you lose one of those guys, that's all of a sudden you're like, Yabusele, man, can you give it for us? Like, Shamet playing a lot of minutes. You don't really love to see this. This Dallas team started PJ Lively, Clay, Brandon Williams, and Max Christie. And it's like, it's tough. It's tough. The Mavericks too, all wild reporting. I don't know if you guys saw it yesterday. I highly recommend it. It was just like a fun drama. But the Mavericks, Tim Bontemps of ESPN posted just kind of like the Game of Thrones-esque version of what was going on in Dallas, talking about Mark Cuban's ego and Nico's ego and Dumont's ownership and all that stuff. And then Mark Cuban came out and was like, we're not planning on trading Anthony Davis. So it looks like Mark Cuban's back in the fold here. Power Duster said Clay also totally miscast in his current role. Yeah, I mean, this is a great point. Clay thought he was it. This was supposed to be the twilight of his career where he's just catching wide open dimes from Luka and Kyrie, right? And instead we're like, hey, man, can you come off like 8 screens and be like Ray Allen? And it is the Soho House, man. It's me, him, and Roham. But anyways, good win for the Bing Bong boys. They move to 9-5. Mavs move into the lottery. H-Town, Stubbs pointed this out in the Discord last night, and he said, the Rockets team is pretty big. And they are, man. KD, Jabari, Goon, Adams, and Amin Thompson. That's crazy business. Amin Thompson had a really solid game, had 12 and 9 with 5 steals. But the most impressive thing is Donovan Mitchell finished the game with 21 points, but it was a quiet 21 points. Got a little bit hot in the second half. I think he had 2 points at halftime. But yeah, also somebody named Naquan Tomlin got the start. I don't know who that is. He started for Sam Merrill, played 20 minutes, only a -1, so better than most of the starters out there. But for Houston, man, they've gotten hot here now, 10-3 after like a 1-2 start. They've now ripped off a bunch of W's. Goon 28, 11, and 7 in this one. Adams played 28 minutes, scooped up 11 boards. Jabari, who was queued up going into the game, ends up knocking down 3 threes. KD, maybe his worst shooting night of the season here with 20. But again, Mobley just MIA in this one, 18 and 6. Pretty bad matchup there with the bigs of Adams and Goon. And Mobley, man, was off to like a really hot start this season. Offensively, it looked like he was taking a little bit of a leap. Cavs are searching, man. They're searching. They don't look comfy right now. I think one of the things they're running into is just health, right? They haven't had a consistent 5, right? Garland misses time. They get Jalen Tyson, who looks like he's going to be a nice little piece for them. He gets a concussion. Sounds like he might be back for their next game, but he's missed a ton of time. Garland comes back for like 2 games, then he's out. Sam Merrill's in and out of the lineup. Like they've been struggling here with some consistency. But this was one of the reasons that I took the Cleveland under this year. And it had like, I just think they're like, hey, we're 10-6, but we're not freaking out, right? We're not really worried about what's going on here. They're just got to get to the postseason. They need to be healthy. But I will say, like the Mobley stuff, you expected a little bit Mobley here. Power Duster said, I literally just did. But yeah, so they've been tough. But again, Houston, I think, is a pretty bad matchup for them. And I think we're going to learn as we get deeper into this regular season that Houston, who initially was kind of a tier below this run of OKC and Denver, I think they might be closer to them than they are further. Whatever this phrase is. Let's go. Power Duster rock hard for Scotty Barnes love. Who also was like pretty rough last night, but it doesn't matter. The Raptors get the W in a hard-fought game against the battle of Nick Nurse. They win this one 121-112. And Brandon Ingram, all he needed to do was throw a water bottle at a staff member, and he woke the F up, man. He's been solid the last couple of games, 22-5 in this one. RJ at 22, Pirtle 19-8, Quickly 18-6-5 with 3 steals. Barnes 16-9-5. Like, again, I think I mentioned this the other day. I don't know if it was about the Raptors, but I always think about Chris Vernon back when he did that pod with Kevin O'Connor. I know he does it with Jacoby now. Jacoby, by the way, I don't know if I told you guys this. Jacoby plays in the basketball league that I play in. I don't think he's in our division. He still plays with the Young Guns, but yeah, I saw he had the game before my game like a month ago. But anyways, Verno used to say like there's a lot to be said for not playing guys that suck. And I think that's just such a funny take, but it's true. I mean, this starting 5, you don't have any superstars in here, but they all play really well together. And then the fact that your bench is like Sheed, who's come on nice a little bit, Jacoby Walter, Grady Dick, Sandra, like it's a solid ass team. And the Raptors find themselves in second place. Second place right now, the Rap City. Sixers were on the front end of a back-to-back. Good to see VJ Edgecombe kind of wake up again. I feel like he was off to such a hot start in those first couple of games, then came right back down to earth. And then, man, where the voice is going tonight. I was yelling too much last night. But Edgecombe looks great. He had 21, 6, and 4 in this one. Also had 5 stocks. Maxey did his Maxey stuff, 24 and 9. Only took 14 shots. That was pretty impressive. We got Sneeps in the chat. Let's go, Sneeps. Oh, Shed. What did I say? Shed. All right, thank you. Barlow was bad. Drum Dog Millionaire, 10 and 12. Quentin Grimes, who was our Zag plant yesterday in the blog, he had 21, played 32 minutes, but just was not as efficient as we needed. And that's not true. He was efficient, but I thought he was going to do a little bit more. For the Sixers, they actually played tonight. They're on a back-to-back. I assume they kept Embiid and Paul George out so that they could play tonight against Milwaukee, would be my guess anyways. But anyways, good win for the Raptors. McCain needs more minutes. I mean, he does need more minutes, but McCain's also been really, really bad. He looked I think last night he got his first bucket of the season. He like went down to, was it the Delaware Blue? No, what's their team? They went down to their G League team for a little bit. But yeah, McCain's going to get more minutes. I think he's just easing into it. And Grimes has been playing so good, but you're right. I mean, Maxey played 39, Edgecombe played 37. I assume both of those guys go tonight, but who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Let's see what else we got. Blue Coats. Thank you, the Blue Coats. What else did we have last night? We've got, let's do Pacers and the Hornets because we got to. Congrats to the Indiana Pacers, scooping up their second win of the season. Benny Math, baby, looks good. He played 34 minutes, so wheels up on Benedict Mathurin. He had first game back, played like 25 minutes. Now he's starter minutes, had 24 points and 12 boards in this game. He was great. Nembhard finished with 16 and 7. I think he had 10 and 4 at the end of the first quarter, so didn't do too much. And then Spicy P, 22 and 7. Whatever. Off the bench, Jay Huff. Finally a game from Jay Huff. He had knocked down 4 triples. He had 20. LaMelo is still on that minute restriction, right? He played, how many minutes was it? 27, which he's played in every single game since returning from injury. 18 and 9. Con Knippel, man, that's the rookie of the year. That is the rookie of the year. Look at this. On efficient shooting, 11 for 20, 5 for 12. And he's doing it across stat lines, 28, 8, and 7, baby. 28, 8, and 7. My man is cooking. He looks good. Bridges 25 and 5. Charlotte falls to 4 and 11. Sneaky tank for the Hornets are just bad ball. I don't even think they need to like sneaky tank. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think they're gonna, because it's the top 3, right? And they're not gonna fall into the top 3. They're not, because the Kings suck so much. The Nets suck so much. Like, the Pacers are probably going to start to, as they get healthy, will win a few more games. So I just don't think they can do that. Mavs took the wrong Duke guy. No way. Yeah, okay. Sunridge said, thanks to the refs, Mavs are one step closer to AJ. I know that you got to trade Anthony Davis, though, even though Cube said he didn't want to. The Crackbrenner had 10 points, whatever, 9 boards, too. Good win for the Pacers, trying to get vibes. Top 8 or 10 would be the goal. Yeah, you're going to have no problem doing that unless you get unlucky in the lottery. Warriors, Steve Kerr made sure to rest his guys. Steve Kerr made sure to rest his guys. So this is the starting 5. Shout out to everybody who had tickets in Miami. They should have, you know what? When a team does this, when you buy tickets to go see Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler, and you get Trace Jackson Davis, Guy Santos, Moses Moody, Pajemski, and Will Rich, it should be dollar beer night. It should be dollar, or at least $1 beer. You know what I'm saying? That's you want to combat this shit. If the owners don't want to go from 82 games to 72 games, this is what they should have to do. This is what they should have to do. Everybody gets one free beer or $1 beer and one hot dog. All right? You got to do there you go. Or 72 games and the beer can stay at $19 or whatever the fuck it is. I think that's fair. Did I just fix this shit? But anyways, this was a bad game. Bam Adebayo though is back though. Hashtag Heat Culture. Tyler Hero is still 1 to 2 weeks away, but we can play the drop for him though. Can't we? Can we do the Tyler Hero drop? Yeah, free parking. I saw, man, I wish I could find this tweet because I quote tweeted it last night before bed, but then I found out I had I had a typo in it, so I just deleted it. But somebody was tweeting out like, "Oh, you think their take was that you could shorten the season, but injuries would still happen. It's not like all these injuries are happening in game 80." And I was like, "You fucking idiot!" I just was kind of like, "All right, man." What is this a burner? Is this an owner's burner account? Like, what are you talking about? Like, no kidding, but that's not the point. Yeah, $30 for parking for a preseason game in Charlotte is crazy. They should just be so thankful that you're going to those games. Miami, though, got Bam back. He played 29 minutes. That's a good sign. He had 20. So Khalil Ware moved to the bench, still played 19 minutes. Jaime Hawkins had 12, 7, and 5 off the bench in 34 minutes. Jaime Hawkins is essentially playing starters minutes. Good win for Miami. This game sucked. Normally I go back and do the rewatch, and I was like, no, thank you. No, thank you. I don't need to see what they're doing. Heat now 9-8 and one step closer to Stan Love's having to give me, what was it, a $25 so rare thing? I forget what it was. 9-8, one game above 500. Shout out Borland, who put a photo of Anthony Edwards dunking on Harry Potter in the Discord as the Timberwolves took down the Wizards. You're a wizard, Harry. Wow, why did I do it like that? I feel like I could do that impression. And I instead went with like a Bostonian who's hammered. Anyways, T-Wolves win 120-109. Ant-Man, what's going on, Ant-Man? Is he a hundo P? 6 for 20 from the field, 1 for 8. He usually beats the piss out of bad teams. Finished with 18 points. Spicy Ragu, Dante had 12. Julius Randle, though, 32, 10, and 6. Yeah, we can do the regular season Randle drop when you put up 32, 10, and 6.
Regular season Randall.
You love it. T-Wolves moved to 10-5. Wizards 1-13. Let's look at this Wizards lineup. So no Alex Sarr in this one. Keyshawn George, 23, 7, and 7. I actually was looking at swapping to him on Underdog. Thankfully, went to Donovan Clingan. But I really liked when McDaniels was out. I was like, oh, maybe we get some Keyshawn love. And he looked good. This team sucks. Who cares? 1-13. Timberwolves taking care of business every day. Only a couple games left here, right? Did I do that? Did I skip one there? Denver. Okay, no. So Zion returned, and then 5. This is a foul fest. The Joker had 6 fouls. He fouled out. Murray, Payton both had 4. Herb Jones fouled out. Zion had 4. But Zion came back, played almost 30 minutes. So that is a good sign. I was nervous it was going to be like the 24 minutes or something like that. Basically played 30. Looked effective at some points, but dude, I know we're starting with the Pelicans who lost this game and dropped to 2-13. Yo, Derek Queen started next to Zion. I thought that was chaos. I couldn't believe it. And it was fun though. 12 for 18, got to the line 8 times, finished with 30 points, 9 boards, 4 dimes, and 4 stocks. Let's go. Zion 14, 6, and 5. Trey Murphy actually had a pretty solid game too. 23, he had 5 steals. Like, what's going on? But yeah, Jokic in 34 minutes had 28, 12, and 11. Another triple-double. 9 turnovers, though. A little sloppy little sloppy. I think they went into New Orleans kind of like the Celtics went into Brooklyn, and they were like, who gives a shit about this game? I think that's kind of what happened. Can you see DeMar's vision now? Yeah, Joe DeMar's vision. Yeah, I just don't think they cared. Peyton Watson, who again he got a little bit of a write up yesterday in the blog. So if you're not checking that out, check it out. It's pinned into the chat. He had 32 points, my guy. 32 and 12. Also had 3 dimes. Denver moves to 11 and 3. Again, not too much to take away. One thing I will say, Derek Queen at the end of this game, I had just turned. I was like, can Zion steal a couple fantasy points here in the last minute of the game? No, he couldn't. But Derek Queen takes the ball down the middle. Valanciunas rotates late, and he slams it on Jonas. Shout out Jonas for trying to get there. Oh, my God. Yammed on him. Very impressive stuff from Queen. So, hey, this team's going to suck, but it's going to at least be funny. It'll at least be funny. The Thunder, hashtag Thunder up. Hartenstein left. Oh, no, he didn't. He came back. Because I saw that Caruso started. Maybe it was not injury related that Caruso started for iHeartRadio in the second half, but Hartenstein finished with 4 and 12. SGA, another dude, 12 for 24, 8 for 10 for the field, 33, 8 and 3, just doing it every time. Doherty Reporty, 14 points. Cason Wallace, 12. Chetty Bang Bang, 21 and 7, also had 6 turnovers. But the thing I was most impressed with here is that OKC actually kept this shit close. Because this OKC team, look at this starting 5. Precious Achiuwa, God bless you. Drew Eubanks played 23 minutes. Russell Hustle, he played 30 minutes. What did Russ finish with? 7, 11, and 6. DDR, 17 and 5. And Zach LaVine at 8 and 4, man. LaVine, 4 for 10. Not a great matchup for them, obviously, against the Thunder. Excellent defensive team. Schroeder gave him 21 and Monk 16 off the bench. One thing I just want to note here, the Kings are playing tonight. They're on a back end of a back-to-back against the Grizzlies, which fucking kill me. I'm just looking at this, right? So 26 minutes for Precious, whatever. Eubanks, 23. Russ only played 30. LaVine played 30. DDR played 35. Do we think maybe DeRozan sits tonight? Maybe DeRozan sits tonight. Sabonis plays on the back-to-back. I don't know. Grizzlies are favored. We'll look at it in a second. They fall to 3 and 12. Jeez. Vibes are bad. Last game of the night. This game was fun as hell. The Bulls are back, baby. Shout out No Dunks. They win 122-121. So this was nuts. The Bulls, because I was watching this game because I had a ton of Denny. I had a ton of Klingon as my main swap. And I was like, oh, God. The Bulls got up 18, I think, in the fourth quarter, right? Early in the fourth. It was like 16 at the end of the third. They go on a little bit of, no, not 16. Maybe it was like 15 at the end of the third. Whatever. Got up to 18 or 19, maybe even 21. Tiago Splitter calls timeout. And I was like, man, I probably only have a couple of minutes. But one of the beautiful things, when a team is down like this heading into the fourth quarter, their rotations get a little funky. Because Tiago's like, listen, we need to make a run right now or we're not going to have a shot. So Denny comes in right away, only sat for like 2 minutes in the third. He starts the fourth. Jeremy Grant basically plays the whole fourth. So they get, and like Klingon, I think, came in with 7 minutes left. So everybody got like more minutes because they went on this run. They eliminate the lead. They should have won this game. Honestly, both the Blazers and the Knicks did similar things down the stretch where they just bricked free throws. Like Jeremy Grant missed, I think he went 1 of 2. Denny went 1 of 2 in a situation. I think Kamara or maybe Murray, I can't remember. They also went 1 and 2. But anyways, they are up 4, I think. They're up 4. Kobe White, man, Kobe White's 3-point ball is beautiful. They're just, when he steps into one, like he came off the bench, his minutes 27. So he played 30 minutes in that overtime win or loss to the Jazz, 27 minutes in this game. I think we're probably going to be north of 30 in this next game. 9 for 17 shooting, 25 and 7, knocked 5 triples down. Giddey only 9 and 13 in this one, but it was Vucci, man. But yeah, Kobe White hits this 3. And then I think it was Jeremy Grant went 1 for 2 from the line. And then next trip down, Kobe White, it looks like, so Kobe White gets the ball with like 5 seconds left, tries to penetrate. It looks like he's going to have to take a tough 3, gets in the air, finds Vooch, throws a pass. Vooch knocks down the 3 at the buzzer, gets the win. He finishes with 27 and 8, knocked down 5 triples. Honestly, Vooch was missing wide open threes in the second half, too. Could have finished with a lot more. This game was exciting. The Blazers are so fun. The Blazers, and the Bulls are too, but the Blazers, like, you will get incredible possessions followed by Chris Murray air balls. Like, the offense is all over the place. The pace is chaotic. You'll see awesome defensive plays. Then you'll see missed rotate. It's just the most fun basketball. So great win for the Bulls. Let's go over to the standings here just for a second, because I wanted to give the Raptors a little bit more love. The Raptors are the 2 seed in the East 1 month into the NBA season, baby. They're 10-5. But what's wild is 2 games separate second from 11th. Second from 11th. That's how close this shit is. The Knicks and the Cavs a month in are the 3-4 seeds. So that's pretty fun. The West here, nothing to write home about except for the Warriors, 1 game over 500, are in the 8th seed. Blazers 6 and 9. The nice 9 seed, Jazz 10 seed. And then look at the vibes clips. Grizz, Mavs, gross. I'm going to plug let's plug the blog here because we're about to talk about tonight's stuff here. If you missed it, Trust the Process dropped. Also, just go subscribe to this if you haven't yet. Well, I don't know how many subs we have now, but just go sub if you haven't done it. Trust the process, baby. Let's go into tonight's action. We'll jump in a draft, and then we'll wrap up a little bit early, mainly because I got to pee here in a second. But there's only 4 games, and it's kind of gross tonight. So we get the Clippers and the Magic. Magic are favored by 5.5. No Kawhi, no Bradley Beal, no Jordan Miller, no Derrick Jones Jr. So it's going to be fugly. We talked about it a little bit yesterday or 2 days ago, but the Magic, man, playing some good basketball without Paolo. Seems like they're playing good defense. Seems like Desmond Bane is balling. DJP said, how was basketball last night? DJP, we lost our first game of the season. Our very first game of the season, we lost. We've ripped off 7 straight W's. We clinched the number 1 seed last night. Playoffs in a couple of weeks, right before Vegas, actually. My back has really been bothering me lately, so much so that I've started yoga. I got a stretch routine now. So I played a little bit less than I normally do just because I'm nervous about it. But we hit our first, stepped into a 3, hit 1, and then some dude was yapping. Some dude was talking. I just was, and I don't necessarily think it was, oh, we got Best Ball Viper in the chat. What's up, Vipe? I don't think it was like necessarily at me. I think no matter who was near him, he was going to keep talking. And when I stepped into that first 3, he was like, no way. And then I knocked it down, and I was like, what are we doing? I think I hit like 3 or 4 of them last night, but there was one. I don't do this often. I don't, probably more than I should, but there was one. I think we extended the lead to 9 or 10, and then we're playing a good team. This team also only had 1 loss, 9, and they just talk. We were up like 9 or 10, and I caught stepped into a 3 again, and the second it left my hands was like, yes, sir. Before it even went down, we're doing the trot back. You know what I'm saying? We're doing the trot back. Oh, it's buckets. Only elite athletes and old dudes do yoga and stretching routine. I know, man, because it's freaking me out a little bit. I just don't want to be that person that like lives with back pain forever. And I'm now entering the age that if I don't do something now, it's toast. It's toast. So this is real old man stuff, but it has been like I've been watching YouTubes, listening to podcasts, reading articles, just anything. I'm looking for any sort of relief right now. We're doing the bio freeze before the game starts. We're doing it at halftime. Yeah. Anyways, that's that. But the old man update is we're 7-1, 7-1 going into the postseason. But we should be in good shape here. Do you see any East team making a move for a big star to take advantage of the vacuum? I mean, I think Atlanta is the team to watch here because the Porzingis stuff is legit. Those trade rumors. He's questionable again tonight too. So I don't know. Your back is fine, but it's ankles and knees. Yeah, knees and toes. Sleeps. There we go, an inversion table. But I think Atlanta is a team to watch. Orlando, I don't think has too many moves to be made here. Milwaukee will be fascinating to see. Like if Giannis is really only out 2 weeks. I mean, Philly is still kind of in the mix. The other team to pay attention to, I think, is Chicago. Like, I think Chicago likes what they're doing here. And they got to extend Kobe White at some point, but that's a pretty fun team to watch. So I don't know. But anyways, back to you tonight, Clippers and Magic. If you're in the underdog streets, I think those Magic 6th round guys are kind of fun. Anthony Black and Tristan da Silva. But my old Zag plant on the blog this morning is Bogey. Bogdan Bogdanovic should be playing a ton of minutes tonight. And I think the box score bros might see that he played 27 minutes in the last game, and that was also without Miller and Derrick Jones Jr., but they were on a back-to-back. That was like a tough Celtics-Sixers back-to-back. So I think Bogey is a pretty sneaky play tonight. And then we get the Kings and the Grizzlies. That's going to be a dog ship game. That is going to, oh my God. So Sabonis is questionable. I kind of think he's playing. I think they kept him out last night to play tonight. But now I do wonder if DeRozan sits. That's one that I'm eyeing. I wonder if DeRozan sits. For Memphis, Jaren Jackson Jr. is doubtful. And thank God. Let's get a night off from Jaren Jackson Jr. Let the young Bucks run. Zach Edey's back. He's played 25 minutes in both games. I imagine it's something like that. How's the big situation looking for the Hawks? Need good so rare points from Moge. I mean, I kind of think Porzingis is sitting again tonight. I was surprised to see he had a questionable tag again. I'm kind of leaning that he's sitting. And I do think it's Santi Aldama season. I think Santi's going to cook. I think, like, if Triple J doesn't play, Santi should play 30-plus minutes. And, man, this coach Tumo is going out of his way not to play Coward 30 minutes. And Coward is so productive in his 25 minutes. I'm going to get to a lot of Cedric Coward today. And then Vince Williams Jr., I think, is somebody. And all of these guys are getting drafted, so none of that is sneaky shit, but that's what you have. And then we get the 76ers and the Cox. 76ers are favored by 2.5. I got to so no Giannis in this game. Joel Embiid is questionable. Paul George is in. I imagine they sat Embiid last night to play tonight. So I think Embiid's going. And he's going pick 27 right now, an underdog. So we're scooping him up. I think Paul George, and I mean, I'm sure he's only going to play like 25 minutes, but on a 4-game slate, Joel Embiid, 25 minutes is fine. So I'm getting to Embiid. On Milwaukee, this is the first official game since the groin injury without Giannis Antetokounmpo. Miles Turner's going pick 10. No, thank you. Not interested. Is it Bobby Lobby? Is it Ryan Rollins? Is it Derry Bird? AJ Green? I don't know. The Coos. Might be Kyle Kuzma night. And then the last game, we get the Hawks and the Spurs. So Spurs are favored by 1.5. I mentioned the Spurs are favored, and the Hawks are and the Spurs are without Harper, Castle, and Wembanyama. Right? So I mean he's not playing, right? So I don't think I don't think Porzingis is playing. I don't think Risa Shea is playing. That's my lean right now. So we'll scoop up the 0-0, if you will. And I think Gay's a great call. And so is Vit Krejci. I think Vit Krejci is a good call too. But that's going to do it. I actually think we're going to call it there. We're not going to jump into a draft. I think we'll call it there. That's an efficient 40 minutes today. All right. Because we've been grinding. So we'll go official, just a 40 minutes. Tomorrow, we might do a little members only thing this afternoon, by the way, on the Elite Fantasy Sports channel. Maybe we'll do it on this channel too. If we do some underdog stuff, we'll see. We'll see what the slate's cooking. If I've got some thoughts, we'll jump in there. But make sure you go subscribe to the blog, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet. Appreciate everybody tuning in. We will be back here tomorrow at 9 a.m. We also have live before lock at 5 p.m. So double dose tomorrow. So get excited. Enjoy the Thursday. Get outside. Touch some grass. Touch some ass. We'll see you tomorrow.